The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki. Hello, here I am. It's Nikki Glaser. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. It's Thursday. We are doing a special episode. We've got Andrew here. We've got Noah, and we have Aria Tomei from yesterday's episode, if you didn't hear it yet.
Hello.
She is my friend and vocal coach and personal sound healer. And she talked about her her life as a transgendered woman yesterday on the pod, and it was so good.
Thank you.
We're getting so much good feedback, even though it hasn't aired yet by the time we're talking about this, but I'm guaranteeing you we are.
Can I just say how therapeutic it was actually on the podcast?
Yes, it feels good.
Just to answer your
to get it out.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too.
It was so nice. I love talking to you about this stuff.
I do too.
It's the best. So thank you for sharing that with us. Today
Yes.
on the podcast, we're just going to do a whole episode of our listeners' voicemails because we've got a ton and we got to get through them.
Let's do it.
These are our besties that have sent in voice messages to the show. It's time for an all Fanthrax episode.
This is exciting.
All right, here we go.
Was not expecting that.
We call it Fanthrax because anthrax is what they used to send in the mail, and we said that people would I don't know how we got into it, but these are from our fans, so it's Fanthrax.
Okay, great.
All right, let's get to it. Noah, what do you got for us?
All right, let's start with Jessie.
This is Jessie. I'm a bestie from the beginning. I love you guys. Andrew, Noah, and Nikki, you guys are amazing. And this is for Tom. I was listening to you guys and I heard that Fanthrax from Tom talking about how he's older and he's like worried about it.
Oh, yeah.
My boyfriend is like 13 years older than me. He's 47. And just a little bit ago, he went on a trip and he was flying on the plane. And the guy he sat next to, they just started talking. They were the same age. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, I'm listening to Nikki Glaser. And the other guy was like, I'm a bestie. So they sat there and bonded over being besties of Nikki's. And they're both
so
late
cute.
40s. So, I mean, you just never know. So
You never know.
anyways, I love you guys. Love the pod. Have all the swells. Don't be jackpot.
Thanks, bestie Jessie.
Just sad to think our demos are dying. All our fans are gonna be dead in 5 years. It's just sad.
We all will.
You had a good run.
World's ending.
We had a good run.
Right.
No, that is really
so sweet.
That is sweet.
My parents are always miffed that I have older men that like me. Or my manager agents, whenever they come to shows, they're like, there's so many older people at the show. And I take it as such a compliment.
Yes.
Because I always associate, age with wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always flattered when older people listen to the show. And to me, 47 is not old by any means to me. But I did like that Jessie's dating a guy 13 years older than her.
Yeah.
Did that make you feel seen?
Good for her.
Yeah, I mean, look, when
Andrew's
guys get in their
girlfriend's
40s, they get really hot and wisdom. Everyone says
that wisdom
about me, wisdom.
Yeah.
My wisdom teeth are the
Emphasis
only
on
teeth I have
you
left.
put the dumb in wisdom.
I have dumb teeth.
Oh my God.
That is cool though, to have something in common.
I did remember when the bestie wrote in, Tom, I guess it was, and said he's an older bestie, and he was like, what do we call ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
And you said a diabestie, like diabetes.
Yes.
And then
It's
someone
caught
else. Yes, because it's ridiculous. Almost like analyze, which is what you wanted me to call my special.
Analyze.
Analyze.
Thank you.
Because I
Beautiful.
talk about anal
Thank you.
sex a lot,
Right.
and I'm analyzing, but also because eyes, I see the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, Aria, do not embrace it. It's not correct. It's
Okay.
not okay. It's not good. But anyway, diabetes.
Why would you have to if you have to convince something's bad, then it's probably pretty genius. You know what I mean?
Some
That's a good
wisdom in
point.
that. Wisdom.
As a
she's
man
being
that dates a
nice.
woman 16 years younger and is in his 40s, who's a fan of Nikki Glaser, I kind of understand things.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
But I had posted it on our Instagram, but someone wrote that a good name for older besties is resties. And I thought that was really funny.
That is
That is
kind of
good.
cute.
I thought it was good.
That might be better.
But I love when besties run into each other and know each connect with each other. I gotta say, it's so funny. Over the weekend, there is a part of me that wants to maybe get recognized once over a weekend when I'm with my boyfriend and his brother and his friend.
Yeah.
And like,
and you're wearing your own merch. Yeah.
It wasn't, but I did bring it with me, but I didn't wear it. There's a part of me that's like, one person would be nice.
Yes.
I didn't get recognized all weekend, and I was around a lot of people, and I felt like, man,
You got to go out in St. Louis more with your boyfriend. Because I get recognized, you'll definitely get
but I don't get recognized here either. I don't. So it's miraculous to me that two people who know who I am would ever sit next to each other on a plane. I don't.
You know what you need to do?
That I'm famous.
You got to get a shitty tattoo that says Puddles or Jackpot, so they know it's you.
I think you're more. People think you're more approachable. I have to, because I think people do recognize me. They just don't come up to me, or they don't say it. But I don't know why I don't.
Because they think you'll roast their ass.
Maybe, but I feel like I am approachable, but maybe I'm not. I don't know.
It is pretty cool to get noticed in front of.
Oh, it's the best.
Your
It's such validation, and it feels amazing.
We were at IKEA where I was going up the escalator, and this couple was going down, and I could see the guy going, oh, no.
Yeah.
And I go to Brenna. I was like, they know me. They're fans. And
Yes.
she's like, yeah, okay. And she turns around. They're like, they just walked back into the store to look at you. And I was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
I think they thought I stole something, but whatever. It's fine.
God, that never happens to me. I'm not kidding you. It never does.
What's going to happen to Aria
You know what
now?
happened to
Right.
me and Chris was we were waiting in the waiting room for couples therapy, and there was a girl next to us who heard us kind of like chatting as we were waiting for our therapist to bring us in, and this girl's and she goes, I'm sorry, are you Chris from the Courtney show?
Oh my god.
And I almost said yes, as she says, and I was delighted though, because that's so not what happens to us ever. It was great, and he was like, yeah, she's Nikki Glaser too. Like, he tried to throw me bone, and she just did not care at all. She had such a crush on him and was so excited.
Oh my
But it was
gosh.
exciting for me because I liked it, because I don't. It does not make me. I wanted it more for like Chris's
Hopefully
friend
this was
and
before
brother.
therapy.
It was before therapy.
Thank God.
But we but I don't need it
No,
doesn't
I
make
know,
me
I'm
feel
fucking
different
around,
when if I'm in with Chris. I don't care if people it made me, it actually was funnier that it wasn't for me. But yeah, I would like to have it happen more often. I would implore anyone who sees famous people to go up to them and say, love your work, because famous people, that's why they become famous.
That's
Is they
interesting.
want people to like them. Don't be annoying about it, but like, if someone's a dick to you, then you'll have a story about that, why that actor is a dick or whatever. But generally, please just, if you see us, call us out, because that's all we do this for, is for strangers to love us.
That
Just to
just
go,
happened
"Oh,
to
oh, oh."
Keanu Reeves. Did you read that story? He was
No.
at an airport. He was flying back from Europe. At the airport, like, someone recognized him and just kept asking him questions like, where were you in Europe? What did you eat? Like, just asking him like very like generic questions over like just like one after
Yeah.
the other. And Keanu was like very gracious about it and answered it. And then he
he's
like
famously
asked the
kind.
kid. Yeah, he like asked the kid, where did you go in Europe? What did you like about it?
Cute.
And it was very
Aw.
sweet.
What was it like working with Sandra Bullock for you?
And
Yeah, the kid's like, I can't.
Yeah. The kid's like, oh, you don't recognize me from Big Daddy?
Will there be a Matrix 4?
The best I get is going grocery shopping and seeing someone from church there and be like, I hated that hymn you played.
No, they don't say that.
It's happened before.
They said I hated that hymn you played.
I love
Oh
when
my
it's like on the
God.
small scale. Like,
Right.
But
Yeah.
seeing your
Yeah.
teacher
it's
or
the same thing.
at the grocery store when you're a kid
Oh
is
my
like seeing
God.
a famous
That was-
person.
Yeah, because you see them out
Yeah.
and about in
Right.
real world. You're like, oh my
Yes.
God, they
grocery shop?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
breathe outside.
You know, in Mean Girls, Tina Fey says it's like seeing a dog walk on its hind legs when you see your teacher like at the shopping, like at the mall.
Or when you see one at a party after you graduate and they're banging a girl that you went
Is
to
that a
school
real
with.
thing that happened?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it either.
Was the age discrepancy probably less than you and Brenna between those two? But yeah, judge him.
First of all, it's completely different. He taught her, and
And Brenna teaches you.
yes, we all learn.
I want to meet Brenna. She sounds nice.
She's awesome.
She's the
She's
best.
so she
Shout
really
out, love
is
you, baby.
like,
Love you so
you
much.
know, she's younger than us, but you never feel it. You only see
She
it.
fits right in.
Yeah, you
Nice.
only like can notice it. With
Age
her.
is just a number that people probably notice when they
Yeah.
see us together.
Age is just a number that makes you defines everything about you, and reminds you that you're closer to the grave than other people and that you are worth less than
That's all
others.
it is.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
all
That's all it is. That's all it will be.
Right.
Okay.
Do you
next
date younger or
Fanthrax.
older?
Oh yeah. Okay.
I get younger actually.
You get
Hell
younger,
yeah. Hell
like younger
yeah.
or more attracted to you.
That's interesting.
Do you get younger or do you prefer young? Like, what do you? And when we're talking younger, we're talking within.
Right. No, I'm usually attracted to older people.
Yeah.
As
But younger people are more attracted to you. Kind of,
yes.
yes. I have that too, where it's like younger. There's younger guys that go like, "Teach me, mommy," like kind of things. Like I want to learn from you, and I'm like, honestly, you would have to teach me something. Like I'm coming with no I just lay there. That has been my MO for you. I'm not going to teach you.
They're
anything.
like, whoa, this woman, she taught me so much. She taught me how to be lazy and just lay and take it. Like, I've never seen
I can
that.
teach you how to write a 5-paragraph essay, but in terms of sexual like performance, I have no tips. All right, let's get to the next Fanthrax.
Okay, let's do a quick one from Mandy.
Hey, Nikki, Andrew, and Noah. My name is Mandy. I've been binging the podcast since episode 1, and I caught up
Soothing voice.
just in time for you guys to take a week off, but that's okay. You guys deserve a break. I've also been listening to Andrew's podcast from the beginning, so I've had that to catch up on this week. I've got a few things to tell you, so I'll talk fast. Speaking of talking fast, you guys wondered if any besties listen to the pod faster than normal speed, and yes, I listen to all of my podcasts at 1.3 times speed.
1.3.
Next, I've been a
Solid
vegetarian for 6 years, and Nikki, I want you to know that you were the reason I finally changed. For years, I made excuses and I just ate less meat until one night I was watching your IG stories and you posted a video of a cow playing with a beach ball.
Yes.
And you said cows are just as intelligent and playful as dogs. This one is not special. And that was the final push I needed to fully commit. So,
That's so
now I'm trying to be vegan, but keep talking about it, spread the message.
Thanks,
I wanted you to
girl.
know that your words do reach people. And last thing, I was so excited to hear you talk about BedJet. I've never met anyone else who had one.
Wait,
I get made fun of for it, but I
BedJet.
don't care. It's
The air conditioning
life-changing.
system.
Seriously, if anyone out there suffers from terrible night sweats like I did,
yes,
get a BedJet. I know
Oh
it's
my
super
God.
expensive, but it's worth it.
it
Really.
is.
Have you hooked it up
Okay,
yet?
love the pod.
I
Love the show,
tried last
Nikki. I
night.
hope
Sorry.
there's a
Okay.
season 2, and love you all. Jackfruit.
Jackfruit. Okay.
Did you
what's up,
install
BedJet?
that BedJet yet?
BedJet is an air conditioning system for your bed. So
Okay.
last night my room was so hot. I gotta do it. And the voice of the girl, the bestie that said, "Hey, you need to set this up and give us a review," was in
Allie.
my mind. Allie. I opened it up. I get all the parts out, and I open the manual to set it up, and I go, "Nope, this is why I have a boyfriend.
How many
I am
steps?
not doing this." So many. It is a big book. It is so confusing. Who is the bestie that we just? What was her name? That we
Mandy.
just talked to
Mandy.
or heard from? Mandy. I wonder, Mandy, if you set yours up yourself. I know that I could, but last night I had a headache, and I was just like, I would rather just sweat tonight. And I put sometimes when I get Botox or injections or like any kind of facial work done, they give me these ice packs for my face so that the swelling goes down. And so I pulled those out and like put them all over my face, and that was how I stayed cool.
What if you
And it
get
really
a
worked.
jackrabbit or
it is in my
whatever?
room now.
TaskRabbit.
The box,
Jackrabbit.
the TaskRabbit, because I don't want to have to talk to a guy. The last time I hired a
Yeah.
TaskRabbit, he was very annoying. He hung my shelves all wrong. So I'm gonna have Chris do it. Chris would love to do it. Well, when is that gonna happen? Probably when I'm out of town, he'll come over and set it up. But I definitely, or maybe tonight, because I bled all over my sheets last night. Period. So I do have to change my sheets, and I got a BedJet sheet, which has it's an add-on cost. So I paid an extra $100 for these special sheets that have like vents in them that you hook the vent up to.
That's what you bled on?
Wow.
No, I didn't bleed on those. I bled on these other ones. It looks like I lost my virginity, but I didn't. I just
It
took a
happens.
tampon out because I was masturbating and I forgot to put one back in. And
Gotta hate when that happens.
I was thinking about today when people say about, because I was like dealing with
You're like leaving a
period
bath
stuff.
on. Like, that's so funny. Like, women, like,
What?
if you don't do some, like, you will bleed everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, it's just wild.
And I
like,
did take
like,
my
you know how,
tampon
like,
out.
how
I forgot I had a
bath overflows?
tampon in when I was masturbating, by the way. And I have like a thing that I put up there. It wasn't my fingers. But I was like, God, why won't it go up? And then I was like, oh. And so I take it out and I was like, where do I put this? Because I'm like in bed.
On the wall?
I just like set it on. I was laying on a towel already because I knew I was on my period, but I forgot about. So I put down a towel just because
Oh, now brought down.
and then I wrapped it up. Oh, this is so disgusting. I shouldn't share this, but I wrapped my tampon
late.
up in the towel so that I could just like have my session and not be interrupted by like going to the bathroom, you know. And then I fell asleep, and then this morning I woke up in my bloody tampon on the floor. And luckily it was dried by then, so it didn't stain my carpet. But it was a mess. I'm so glad I didn't die in my sleep last night because anyone who found me in this like a
They would have
bloody
thought
puddle.
you killed yourself or tried to kill
Yeah.
yourself. That's a
They're
callback.
like
Ham drip to
yeah,
Aria's
yesterday.
episode.
It was a nightmare. But I'm just saying that for any gross girls out there that might think you're gross, so am I. Let's take a break and come back with more Fanthrax after this. Andrew!
Here comes everybody, but is everyone really there? I don't know anymore, baby. Just comb my hair.
We're back. We're here with Andrew, me, Noah, and Aria Tomei, who you can, if you're in the St. Louis area, or if through Zoom you want to do some voice lessons, or if you're transitioning and want to work on your
Voice vocal
voice
feminization.
Voice feminization. You can look her up at Aria sound108.com.
Also
And
do
she's
sound
here.
healing through there.
And she also do sound. You do sound healing through Zoom.
Oh no, not through Zoom. I do
But if
sound
you're in the
healing
St. Louis
live.
area, stop by
Yes.
Aria sound108.com and maybe you'll cross paths with me as I'm leaving her place. Or
Be awesome.
I have a
coming while you're
question for
leaving.
Make sure you
Aria.
say hi.
Yeah.
Make sure you say hi and take a picture with me.
I have a
Yes.
quick question.
Yes, Noah.
So when you're doing the aura readings, are you able to see people's auras, or like how do you read the color?
Yes. Yes. How do I read the color?
Yeah.
I don't read the colors. I don't read the color. I use the sound to interpret the color.
Oh.
So like your aura has energy in it, right?
Mhm.
So if you have like a unprocessed memory or something, or a pattern of thinking that isn't best for your highest self, like it can manifest itself in your aura as stuck energy. So if I run a tuning fork through your aura, the tuning fork will literally sound different where that spot is. So just like you tease out hair, you know, like this, you tease out the energy. And so a lot of clients that I've had, after they leave a session, they'll tell me in the next couple of days that they've had this flood of like childhood memories that
And so
they
now they're
haven't
suing
thought
you.
of, that they have. Yeah, now they're suing me.
I don't want these.
So I have 5 active lawsuits right now. No, but they'll have this flood of memories
Yeah.
of things that they haven't processed yet, and so it helps them to process memories.
So cool.
So a sound healing can be like, you know, these sound so nice, but there's also an aspect of like, I have my shit to deal with,
Yes.
you know, to them if you do them.
Yeah. There's cleanup. They're like, yeah, it's gonna bring
Yeah.
up stuff that you're gonna have to deal with.
I hope you're ready.
Yeah. Great question, Noah.
Yeah, thank you.
Next, Fanthrax.
Okay. Here's one from Sarah.
Hey, besties. This is Sarah calling from Atlanta, and I love you guys. But the main reason I'm calling today
but-
is
Mm.
because recently y'all were talking about song lyrics and just like mishearing things and stuff like that. So I was hanging out with my best friend and her husband, and we discovered that he thought the song Black Widow by Iggy Azalea, instead of throughout it saying, I'm a black widow baby, he thought it was saying, I'm a
Widow.
black widow baby.
Widow baby.
Yeah.
Black
He
widow
thought-
Oh my
baby.
God.
He thought this white woman was singing a song saying that
I mean, that's
she
what
was
people
a
have
black
accused her of
whittle
doing.
baby, like a little
Appropriating.
baby. And
I'm a black widow
I haven't
baby.
stopped
Aw.
thinking about it. It is just, I think it's so funny, and I thought that as besties, y'all would think it was funny
It's
as well. So
so
I wanted
funny.
to
Wow.
share with you guys. Yeah, so jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Wait, Black Widow baby.
So great.
Black Widow baby is so funny, and it is what people accuse Iggy Azalea of doing, is like trying to be a black woman in the way that she speaks and appropriating.
And Black Widow is like so dark and like badass.
Mhm.
Like you kill the guy you fuck.
Black. No,
But then-
that's
Yeah.
that's a praying mantis.
No.
Is it
Do
a
Black Widows kill them?
Black Widows, yeah, that's the whole thing.
Really? I feel like they just have like a hourglass on their backs, and then they kill whatever man's toe they bite.
I thought they just killed the kill.
Oh.
Do they? Maybe they do eat their partner.
I don't know if they.
But anyway, Black Widow baby.
I'm just saying how different a Black Widow
Oh
versus
yeah,
a
like what
Black
she's trying
Widow.
to say. Like, I'm a Black Widow
It's
baby.
so funny how one word can, or just
And-
Right, just say one
That's
word.
also a thing where you go, why the how did, if you thought that was the title, don't you think there's
you
something
look it
wrong
up.
with that? Like, wouldn't you go, what's going on here? Like, that's what always gets me is mispronunciations or when people mishear something. Like, but you went your life thinking that was a thing and you didn't go, isn't it weird that she says Black Widow baby?
Yeah.
You just accepted that? That's where I go, something's wrong with you. Not that you heard it wrong.
Yeah,
But why
yeah,
do you
yeah.
think that that's okay? Or that that's not something that would make you look a little further and go, maybe I'm hearing this wrong?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of another.
Like you with like pudding. What is it? Off-putting.
Off-putting.
And if something, he thought that instead of
very
off-putting,
late into my life.
Mm-hmm.
something's off-putting. He thought it was, oh, they're off-putting. Like
Oh.
they're not
taking
they're
a
not
break.
eating pudding right now, so they're you don't want to be around them.
That
They're
makes
off-putting.
sense. How happy are you when you're eating
Right.
pudding?
Is that really the logic that you bestowed
Probably.
upon?
Now that I think about it, I never really overthought it.
Well, we know that.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like, I always go, wait, why didn't you think the next step? But there's some people that just don't do the next
Right.
step. And that's also why you don't want to kill yourself, because I always go, my ADD, I get depressed from my ADD because I spin to the next thought and the next thought and the next thought. Well, then why is that? Well, then why is that? Like,
I do that sometimes.
Chris is pointing out this thing I do often, which is like, why the first time it like we noticed that I do it all the time is I saw a Chevy Malibu, and I even asked Noah this. I was like, why would someone buy a Chevy Malibu when like
There's
a
another car involved.
Camry or something
Yeah.
of equal the equal cost is Kelly Blue Book like so much better? Like, why spend the same amount of money for something that everything says is worse? And he says, and that's why that's where I go, what's wrong? Like, why? I don't get it. Why does that thing exist? Why does this shirt exist that is ugly? Why does that why do people want things that are inferior quality when I just don't get it? And that really bugs me, and it makes me like feel disconnected from the world in this way that I kind of like, if I follow that thought, I'm like, I just want out. Like,
I mean,
it
I
almost
think-
turns into like suicidal thoughts of like,
But how
if
does a
people think
Malibu
that-
get to
because I
you
don't understand my
humans?
fellow human, and I lose
Well, it could be an
faith.
American
Then
thing.
I'm so different. I feel different.
Sure.
I feel like I will never be like everyone else, and I almost want to be like, oh, I would get a Chevy Malibu when a Honda would be a better car to get.
Well, I think
Right.
you just answered why
Unequivocally.
they probably do it.
Why?
Because people want to buy American made, and that's why. And that's a whole nother thing. Then another.
Okay, well then
thing.
there's
I
an
think
answer I
this
can
is-
accept.
I think like ham drip going back
Says a
to
girl that drives a
yesterday's
Nissan Altima.
going back to yesterday's episode. I'm like
Yeah.
I want to see if this is going to work. Where we said that
Okay.
as adults we look to complete our childhood. You said that your therapist introduced you to
Yes.
that concept and stuff.
Yes.
Were you one of those kids that would ask why, like for like everything you see?
Yes.
And did your
Well,
parents eventually
yes.
like suppress that and say, "Okay, Nikki, like stop asking us why,
because.
why?"
Well, I
Is
would
it-
ask,
do you think
and I would
those
get
two are
no
linked?
answer because my question would always be sexual in nature. Of like, why do men like women's big boobs? Like, I don't get it. Like, I want to understand why that. And then it would just be such an awkward question that no one would say anything. And so I would feel weird for even asking. I'd feel like I'm a bad person for asking. That's
why
why
are Twinkies shaped like dicks? It's like what? Like get this.
Well, I didn't
11-year-old.
say that, but I'm like, and that's why I think I'm a comedian, is because I get to now say things that I always wanted to say and call out things that are like, why aren't we talking about this thing that everyone's thinking about, but we have to act like we're not? It's just so weird to me.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I just get, and I think you're right, Noah. Like, I am trying to complete the story from my childhood, which is like, I'm now making money and getting love from people for presenting awkward questions and scenarios. So I'm actually mending that wound from my childhood of like, you're wrong for what you're doing. And now I'm like, see, Mom, when I talk about sex, now people, they don't not answer me. they actually like applaud me and, like me more.
Right.
And so it actually is, I did tie that one up. Like I did answer that one for myself a little bit. I think in ways there's other ways that I didn't. But that's what we're trying to do. It's interesting. Good observation, Noah.
Thank you. And on that note, let's go to Michelle.
Michelle.
Hey, Nikki, Andrew, and Noah. Michelle here from Kentucky. Wanted to just call in because I don't think we all fully took the time to grasp Noah's truth bomb about being codependent. Because I was like Nikki and thought, like codependency, it's actually not a negative thing to be able to depend on someone.
Yeah.
But what Noah said just blew my mind because
let's revisit.
That's really what it is that our happiness stems from their feelings. And I am that way with my boyfriend, and I didn't know that until Noah said it. So now that I know this, I'm trying to figure out what to do about it because like my moods are just up and down depending on how he's feeling.
Yes.
And I would be happy if he's happy, but if he's not doing good, then that's whenever I go down an anxious spiral. I've talked with the doctor. I'm starting to try medicine for it. But now I'm trying to think, is it something that I could just fix with him on my own? With meds, without him? I don't know. So I would love your all's input. Thank you for always being there for me. And don't be cuh. And jackpot. That's all I could come up with. Okay,
that's okay. You said it in a way that made it sound original, actually. I was like, oh, that's a new one. Oh, wait, no, that's the original. Noah, wait, let's revisit this. Okay, so what was your original statement? And then what advice would you give Michelle to handle her? Because I relate to Michelle, like, if Chris is happy, then I'm happy. If he's not, then I feel like I have to either change the way I'm operating to either make him happy or to make sure I tiptoe around not making him feel worse. Like it completely, and I think he's the same way with me. We are completely hijacked by each other's emotions. What do we do?
Okay, so I would like to just first say that I went to Bookman's and I found the book Codependent No More, which is going to be my reading. Aww. And basically what I said is that like a big revelation for me was when I learned that codependency is not nurturing one another. The true definition is feeling responsible for someone else's feelings. But I have no solution, and I would like to pass this over to Aria since she works with energies and, like how do you deal with all these energies that you're constantly in contact with and not allow them to affect you? And do you have any input on this?
Yeah, I do. You have to be really grounded in yourself. And there's a lot of ways you can do that. One of the easiest ways to be grounded in yourself is to literally so the earth gives off a vibration. The earth gives off an energy. And when we are most in balance and most in tune, we are in tune literally with that frequency of the earth. So a very simple way, takes no therapy, takes no medicine, is literally just walking into nature barefoot.
Whoa.
And literally those sound vibrations go into your body and you become more grounded. And not only to become more physically grounded, because all of our vibrations and all of our energies are so interrelated, body, mind, and spirit, the energies go into your body and it connects to your spirit body and your emotional body. So by doing things that are physically grounding, such as what I just said, like going barefoot, like in a park or something, you will find that you are more...
Watch out for needles.
Right, of course.
Depending obviously. On the park.
Yeah, depending on the park.
It's a city park. Let's watch out. Let's bring some flip-flops.
Right, bring some flip-flops just in case.
That have like the grass on them.
Really scope out the ground you're walking on. But that will literally make you more spiritually and emotionally grounded if you can do something that's physically grounding.
But isn't it tough though? Like,
it's going to be hard though when, my boyfriend walks in and is just like, God, it was a rough day at work. And I'm like, see ya. And I just like run out. I'm like, I gotta go to a park.
Yeah, hold my shoes.
Gotta get to work. Start Bachelor in Paradise without me. I'll be back.
Right.
Well, that is the thing. Like when I almost if Brenna's in a bad mood and I'm happy, I feel bad being happy, or showing happiness.
Sure.
And I think that's where, especially, when you live with someone, and it's the other way around, I'm sure, when I'm grumpy and she's in a good, you want to match. I find we like end up like, we were joking that our periods are in sync, but like our mind, like our emotions are in sync where like, you can't even explain it, but if she's in a bad, I'm also in a bad, and we're both quiet for like hours, and we're like, wait, what the fuck? Why were we both?
Chris and I do the thing where I go, "Are you mad at me?" And he goes, "Are you mad at me?"
Yeah, that's
and
kind of.
we're like, "Why are we both in? We know."
But it will last. That energy will last for a while.
It's all vibrationally.
I've been doing mailbox though.
Reality.
The thing that I presented last week, or 2 weeks ago, the mailbox thing that I do, where this weekend I got in like a heated talk. Like Chris and I were having a discussion, and then it got to start like argument territory of like I was feeling like he was judging me and mad at me, and I was getting like I did end up exploding, but after that. And I was able to calm down. I was like, okay, if someone's mad or upset with or confronting, or like if Chris goes out to the mailbox to get mail and he's had a bad day at work, the mailbox doesn't change at all because of his mood. I literally was like, just be a mailbox. Like what would a mailbox?
But what do you do?
Met with this energy, and then you just pretend like you're a thing that can't absorb anyone's energy.
I get that, but you're in a living room with your boyfriend or a girlfriend, and they're upset and angry.
I'm telling you,
where
you
can't
literally in
explain
your mind.
why.
I know, but in your mind, just go, "What would a mailbox feel?"
But what are you doing?
Or mimic this table.
Are you laughing at TV? Are
No,
you
you just,
enjoying
like-
life? Like, or
No,
what do you?
you just imagine that you are, and just see what happens. Imagine that you're something that has.
No, I get that. I get that. But what are you
absorbing.
actually doing? Like,
Watch TV or whatever it is, or just see what it sounds like when you talk to your girlfriend,
Because
but
you
you're
can't
kind
leave.
of thinking about being a mailbox.
you can't just go, hey, I'm gonna leave for a while because I'm in a good mood. You're in a bad mood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay in my good mood.
Do you want to
away
talk
from
about
you.
it? Do you want to talk about? You can say, "Do you want to talk about it?" And if they say no, then go, "Well, if you do, I'm here." Because sometimes you go no, but you really do want to talk about it. Then you can go, "Okay, well, I hear you." Then I won't ask, but if you do want to talk about it, I'm here. And then just continue being a mailbox, or like whatever it is to you. Like pick an object in the room and be like, "Okay, well, this soda can, no matter how pissy Andrew is right now, it's not going to change." I mean, you could probably talk about on a cellular level, maybe something is going on. It could feel the energy of Andrew,
right?
But it doesn't. It doesn't start crumpling and go, "I'm a bad can because Andrew's
it
mad."
Doesn't.
It doesn't do this. It just it doesn't. You don't have to do that. We don't have to take on these things. And I know that from something that I read, I don't know when, but when your partner is in a bad mood and you take on that anger and go, yeah, fuck that person you work with, fuck them. You're robbing them of having of their feelings. You're taking some of their feelings and trying to get through the feelings faster, and not you're robbing them. You're taking from their feelings, and it's not a good thing to do. Is to pile on with them. It actually doesn't help, even though it seems like that might be what the person wants, and even might be what the person says they want. It's not actually helpful.
So I can add one thing.
What?
So as sound healers, we're trained, because we work with people's energy all the time. So as an empath, you can just suck that energy right up, and like you start feeling what they're feeling.
Right.
Like instantly. They teach us to really ground ourselves, even to the, there's a lot of science behind the science of, of visualization. So doing a visualization exercise. So you can literally visualize yourself zipping your energy up.
Yeah.
And that literally will help you keep your energy within your energy and keep the other energy from.
That's what I'm saying. I visualize myself being a mailbox, and whatever the visualization is, it just like, for me, that's my thing, my go-to. But whatever that could be for you,
right.
Zip. What do you mean zipping your energy up? Like you're almost in a sleeping
like
bag?
Almost as if your aura is like, has a zipper on it, and you're like, zzz.
And so their energy can't penetrate yours, or yours can't penetrate them.
Their energy cannot penetrate you. You are stronger. Because you have zipped
still,
yourself up.
But
you are no longer vulnerable.
But you don't want to ignore it either.
No. So you can still send out. So your intention has vibration.
Because if you're ignoring their energy, trying to manipulate what they're going through, that's still you being aware of their energy. And
right.
like
you're still aware of it, but you're
not
as influenced by it.
Right.
So, but your intention.
And you're not trying to change it. You're not trying. I think there's a big difference between an empath and a child of an alcoholic. As children of alcoholics, we know when things are chaotic in a house. No one's talking about the chaos. And so we are trying to constantly manage it, cheer everyone up. Look over here. Don't look at this thing that no one's talking about that's destroying our family insidiously. And so children of alcoholics constantly are reading a room like, is this person okay? Is this person okay? Because your house was chaos. No one was talking about it. And you had to create this, you had to be much more perceptive to survive and to get by and you have a false sense of control that you can control other people's emotions.
Right.
And you got to give that up. A mailbox for me cannot change someone's emotions, and mailbox cannot absorb people's emotions. So for me, that visualization kind of helps.
And I would just finally say to your caller, like, zip yourself up and send loving energy out. If
Nice.
If her boyfriend, because a loving energy literally changes the vibration. So if they can change the vibration from a loving vibration.
Whenever I'm like feeling upset with my partner and I'm like focusing on all these things that are ticking me off, I do this one thing that I'm going to talk about right after we get back from this break.
Awesome.
Ooh, cliffhangers.
We're back. As I was saying, when I start to feel like my partner is upset with me or is going to be upset about something, or I'm focusing on like, oh, he does this and this and this and like nothing I ever do is right. Whatever story I'm telling myself about whatever complaint he has a right to have, I will try to stop myself before I spiral into, then we're not meant to be together. I should just leave. I should plan an exit. Like all these things that I do because I'm so scared of rejection and I'm scared of also being stuck in something that is where I'm going to be miserable, that I start just going to like, let me just plan my exit. And now I stop myself and I go like, I don't do it. I should write it down, but like write down all the things you love about him. Like just try to stop this train of hate that you can just keep adding to. God knows for anyone, we can come up with a million reasons why this person shouldn't be in our lives. If we really wanted to, just try your best to just write all the things you love about them. And then that's a way to actually conjure that, like, that energy of like, I love you, like that just like warm energy. And
absolutely,
man, that has helped me a lot too, is just, and that's what I've had to tell Chris before, because sometimes he likes to have arguments devoid of emotion because he doesn't want to err on the side of negative emotions. He doesn't want to get to like upset where we're crying at each other about how hurt we are. But when he turns off that emotion, it also turns off the loving emotion. And so I'm getting a robot telling me, listen, I've noticed this thing, and if we're going to be together, I need this and this and this. And it becomes,
that's not helpful.
It's devoid of all the anger emotions that would be very triggering for me. But in doing that, turning that feelings faucet off, he's doing it so that he protects me. He even says like, I want this to be an emotionless conversation, very practical. And for me, I realized recently, I told him like, we have to risk getting negative emotions.
You
like
do.
I can handle that. It might be brutal, and I know that's very scary, but I cannot have, I need to know that you love me throughout this whole thing. I need the love there. So like when you're turning off the anger and the meanness and the cruelty, you're also turning off the ability to have the other side of that I need to couch the things. I need a hand on my leg as I'm hearing something negative about myself. I just need that. Some people don't, but I do.
Absolutely.
I think if someone, if someone is like, for me, like in my mind, I'm just like, oh, this anger or whatever that person's feeling is unjustifiable to me.
Yes.
It's hard for me to be loving to that person. And like, even if I know everything in my bone, I just want to hug the person, but it's just,
it's impossible.
I can't do it. And so like, I don't know.
Well, that's where you need to stop and go, here's all the reasons I love them.
Yeah.
Let's take this out of let's take this thing that I just am focusing on out of the equation. Try to like tuck that away and let me just focus on all the things I love about them.
Because you get stubborn. You get stubborn about
this is another thing that I need to practice myself, but I also always ask for whenever I've disappointed someone is like, if you think I did this thing because I purposely wanted to hurt you, then you should not be friends with me. I'm a sociopath. If I realize I hurt you, but do realize that it's unintentional, and it could be me being thoughtless and not considering you and all the things that are hurtful. But if you think it was intentional, man, get away from me, because that's a psychopath. So always extend to the person that you love or that you're getting in an argument with that. And I have to do this. I ask for this from my partner, but I have to extend it to my partner that when he upsets me, I have to remember he's not trying
Yeah.
to
Right.
upset me or trying to hurt me. If that were the case, get the fuck away from this guy.
Mhm.
And I know he's not doing that. So
Right.
I always, whenever we get into fights, I always am like, just try to understand that everything I do, I try to do everything from a lens of like, I want you and everyone in the world to like me
Right.
more.
I was
I'm
gonna
never
say-
trying to upset anyone. And if I am, I hope that I will. I mean, I have tried to upset people before. I've tried to hurt people before when I'm really in a bad place, but I don't, even if I'm doing that, I don't mean to excuse it. I'm just saying it's because I'm feeling backed into a corner. I'm feeling like a dog that like, snaps at someone
Sure.
that's trying to help it. Like I
Yeah.
can't help it. Like the person you're with cannot help what they're doing. No one
I
can
think
really
I think what
Right.
it is with me is like if I give the hug, right, and it just like everything goes back to being fine because the hug was given.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
But then you go, well, that's not going to stop it from happening again because the person gets rewarded with a hug and then it's over and then it just, you know what I mean?
No, it shouldn't be a balm, but you should be able to hug and also respond.
Yeah, hug
negatively.
And respond. Hug and respond.
Or like,
Yeah.
say the thing that you need to do to defend yourself, but with
While
a hug.
being loving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
I
that-
hug
hug
those can be
neutralizes. The
Yeah,
hug is
the
the
neutralizer.
neutralizer.
Right.
I do the same thing of like,
Yeah.
I refuse to anymore. I think I just wanted to keep a boyfriend and keep him in my life no matter what. And now I have to really stop myself from just giving the person what they want. As a child of an alcoholic, any child of an alcoholic, what you do is you just try to make everyone okay
Yeah.
at any
Story
cost.
of my life.
Throw your wants and needs down the fucking drain. Everyone else comes first. And honestly, your wants and needs are stopping everyone from are making it harder for everything to be calm and cool. So just get rid of those. And that never works. It will always it leads to resentment. You are not actually doing anything to calm the situation. You are just creating a fight down the road. You're just
Right.
like, you're just building a dam and it's going to break at some point. So, it's a mixture of being loving while also standing up for yourself. And I mean, really just last night, getting into arguments sometimes, last night a good device was I was like, what do you need from me? Because I kept like defending myself and being like, but no, but this. And I'm like, I'm like, well, then what do you need from me? If everything I'm saying in response
Yeah,
isn't,
yeah.
and I was like, what do you need? And it was like, it was a great question because he goes, I need you to listen. And then I just zipped it and listened. And then,
Did that work?
yes, because although I thought, oh, here I'm listening to the same thing he said 1,000,000 times over, and part of it was the same thing he had said 1,000,000 times over that I got through and through, there was something about letting him finish his thought fully, which wasn't just like, talking as soon as he took a breath. It was like letting him take a breath and then continue. And then I started hearing things that I didn't hear at first and I wasn't hearing. And the issue completely resolved itself. And I felt so much better being able to give. That's what he wanted, was to be heard.
Yeah.
It wasn't whether or not I think he's right. It just being heard and being understood where that comes from. Even if you don't agree with where they're coming from, repeating it back to them and being like, okay, so you felt hurt because I did this thing. It just makes all the difference.
That
But saying
validates
what
him.
do you need in a fight to the other person, if it's just getting blocked
What do you
up,
want from me?
What
What
do
do
you
you want from me?
yeah. What's that guy's name? Adam.
What do you want from me?
He was great.
What do you want from me?
He was on American Idol. He won American
Lambert?
Idol. Adam
Lambert,
Lambert. Yes.
yes.
And
Oh.
didn't he do like?
Wasn't he Freddie
fill in
Mercury?
Yeah, he filled in for Queen. I
Yes,
think
he did.
Yeah, and he did
Yeah.
a really good job of it. God, he's amazing. All right, what a great question, Michelle. Let's keep going.
Well, I got to ask you,
They were
Nikki,
rough.
can we keep going? Don't you have an interview now?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, is it 2:00? Oh God.
We gotta go right
What
now.
do they want from me? I gotta talk to the Denver Post to promote my special. Final thought. Can I just say, can everyone check out my special? It's called Good Clean Filth. It's coming out on HBO Max.
Sweet.
After it debuts on HBO July 16th. F-Boy Island will start July 14th. Make sure to watch that with me. I will, I'm going to do something where we have like a watch party or some kind of thing, but get into that show. I think the first 3 episodes drop on the 14th and then it'll be like every week. So it'll be, There'll be cliffhangers. It'll be so fun to watch. F-Boy Island season 2, which you know as Perfect Strangers 2 when we were talking about it before I could talk about it. And then my special comes out, Good Clean Filth, on HBO. Watch it the night it premieres if you're able to, and then if not, you can watch it on HBO Max the following day, I believe. And tell your friends, post it on Instagram, TikTok, whatever you can. It really means a lot to me. And thank you so much to everyone who talked to the show. And
Absolutely.
also August 30th, Andrew is going to be at Zany's in Nashville. If you want to plan a weekend around that, go see him there. Get tickets at, I'm guessing, just Google Zany's Nashville. And August 30th is when Andrew will be headlining there. So go see him. And Aria, thank you so much for being here for this week for 2 of our shows.
Loved being here with you guys this week.
AriaSound108.com
Yep.
is the website that you can check out Aria's sound healing and set up an appointment with her. And yeah, you're going to love it. And
Yes,
you were such a great guest. I can't
promise.
wait to hear everyone's feedback about your appearance. It
I can't wait.
Thank you for being so open. Thank you for being my friend.
Thank you.
And I love you so much.
Love you.
Andrew, I love you. Noah, I love you. Guys, don't be cut out there. And
Jack, love you.
Oh,
Jack.
wait, who's that guy, that the British comedian that's attractive? Jack Whitehall. Jack Whitehall. Yes, I came up with one, but it didn't really go
Jack
so well.
Black
It worked.
Whittle. Jack Black Whittle.
Oh my God.